everybody, I'm Chris. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. Thank you so much for coming to watch today's video, because today it's all about the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Gothic Beach eyeshadow palette, but today it's going to be look number 2. So if you want to see what I create this time, don't touch a thing, stay exactly where you are, because we're getting into it right now. If you guys didn't see the very first look I created using this palette, I will leave it linked right up here so you can check it out. We stuck with a lot of the dark tones with the first look. I want to try to go a little bit lighter this time, make it a little more wearable, a little more natural, nude. I also want to make this like a 2-in-1 video. It's going to be like a nude wearable look, but it's also going to be how to change a daytime look into a nighttime look. Bonus! For eye primer today, I used the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 02, and let's start with the shade Burnt Out as our transition shade. I'm gonna start very sparingly with this shade and then start blending it out really slowly, only because it is a little bit darker of a wearable shade. I'm afraid that if I build it up, especially with it being Jeffree Star Cosmetics formula, the building is gonna be very intense. It's gonna be very bold if I get it to what it looks like in the pan. Kind of make it just a wash of color first, and we can go from there. We can keep building with it if we want to, because that's the way his formulas work. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Do you see that? You see what I mean? Like, that was, what, 5 seconds? Okay, like 30 seconds. That was like 30 seconds. And we have a nice even veil of color. It's very natural, very wearable. It's cute. I'll go ahead and do a little bit of a wing shape. Why not? Nobody said a cute wearable daytime look can't have a little bit of a wing to it. That's really cute. I like that. Because these shadows are as versatile as they are, I'm able to make this look like it's a couple of different shades just because the blend does that. Makeup is just so fun. We'll go ahead and pull this shade onto the outer corner of the lid too, just to make everything cohesive as we're blending. I think that's it for Burnout. I mean, I feel like that's just enough to where it still has some dimension to it. It's got a little bit of a wing shape. It's got some drama right in that crease and the outer V, but everywhere else is nice and soft and fluffy and blended. Then I'm gonna blend out all of Burnt Out with Don't Be a Beach. This is by far one of the most powdery shades in this palette, so we're gonna take whatever's left on the brush after that excessive tap off, and we're gonna very lightly start blending out the edges of Burnt Out, and I mean very lightly. If I didn't know what palette this came out of, I would totally guess that this was a look from the Scorpio palette. It's got those like California deserty, dusky kind of colors. I don't know, it's just giving me those vibes. Now I'm gonna go off camera and cut the crease and clean up all of this mess. See you in just a second. Now that I've cut the crease, I'm gonna grab just a little bit more of the shade Burnt Out and re-emphasize this outer corner. The tiniest bit of Don't Be a Beach, I just want that to sort of transition from the orange to the pinky tone that I'm gonna add. Then setting the entire lid with the shade Anti-Sunburn. You know, I was really unsure if that was gonna work or not because it was pink going with all of the brownie orangey tones, but that actually looks really good. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera, do all of my face makeup, get the entire look completely done. Then we'll come back and I'll show you guys how to turn it into a look for nighttime. The daytime look is complete. Now let's turn it into a nighttime look. Using a more precise yet still fluffy blending brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Bite Marks. And literally all we're gonna do to turn this into a nighttime look is deepen it up. We're just gonna use some darker shades to bring the entire look down a couple of notches. Now with Bite Marks, I'm just gonna start filling the outer V, the outer crease, and the outer wing area. I'm not gonna take the shade quite as high as I did the darkest shade I used in the crease for the daytime look, but it's gonna be literally right below it. P.S. Since we don't wanna deal with fallout all over the flawless face makeup, we're gonna build the shade up super slowly. That way not only do we not run into any fallout issues, we also don't run into any problems with building up the shade way too quickly. Since everything's already done, you can't go back if you mess up, so go slow. All I have done is filled the outer V, and look at the difference. It's adding more depth, more definition, more drama. And using a much smaller brush, I'm gonna pull Bite Marks onto the lower lash line as well, but only on the outer corner. And that is it, you guys. Look at how easy that was. Literally one shade just added onto that lower lash line, the outer V, and the outer corner. It takes the look from bubbly, light, airy, and sunshiny to dark, sexy, smoky, and dramatic. Alas, here's the finished nighttime version of the look. Obviously, it's very, very close to the first look, but the one shade changes so much. And this could be taken so much further. I obviously did like the least, mainly because I've been recording all day and it is 1:06 a.m. now and I'm ready for bed. But I could have taken like Vixen Vibration, added some of that as more of a transition-y tone throughout the crease on top of the deeper brown, then taken Bite Marks or even Fishnet Fix and deepened everything up further and sharpened up the wing on the outside. And if I would have added SPF 666 to any of it, we could have gone the most dramatic and made it Gothic instead. But hopefully that helps some of you who may have had some trouble getting your daytime looks into nighttime looks. I know it's a huge hassle to have to take everything off and do an entire look all over again, so maybe that'll give you a little something to try next time. Anyway guys, that's it for me for this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up just to let me know that you did. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!